Hey there, this is the perspective experiment. I'm pretty sure you've seen posters around the school about what you see as the perspective experiment. I'm pretty sure you're wondering what it's all about. You see, I came up with it when Mr. Hopper, my film teacher, decided to pull out a survey asking how the class feels about themselves and how they feel about other people. And one of the questions asked, do you think you're popular and do you think you fit in at HW? Of course, I said no. And the next question also asked, how do you think other people fit in? I answered, a lot of other people fit in, of course. I feel like a lot of other people fit in. And Mr. Hopper decided to put the results on the big plasma TV at the center of our classroom so that everyone can see the results as pie charts. And what I've noticed is that everyone feels the same exact way I do. Everyone else feels like they're not fitting in at all. Everyone else feels like that they are, well, everyone else feels like the others are doing a lot better than they are, when really the reality is the opposite. That sweet change in perspective is really what gave the perspective experiment its name. I originally intended to get at least 25 responses, but I only got 8. And that's a lot better than nothing, actually. Are you guys ready for the results?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. My friends here, I brought them here so they can react blindly to the results of the experiment, and I'm also going to ask them questions about how they feel about the results. The first question I put in was, what grade are you? And it's basically asking the demographics of the people who are in the survey. This question was required, and people had to answer it to get through. What do you guys feel about it?
Well, I'm a senior myself, and the fact that you only got 8 responses, and like maybe 2 out of the 3 are freshmen or sophomores, it's just, I'd expect more from students from here.
I actually somewhat expected that a lot of freshmen would answer.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's really unexpected for me. Are you guys ready for the next slide?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like it's kind of weird that like no juniors at all.
Yeah,
answered it.
No juniors at all have actually answered. I just noticed that. I actually really just noticed that. Thanks for pointing that out, Mira.
Like,
Oh, here comes the ginger question. Of course, it's optional.
Oh, optional. Okay.
honestly, I have no feedback on this because this is just normal.
I really have no comment on this either.
But I definitely see more girls than I do see guys around the school. So I think that's a little off. I don't know.
Yeah, I also made the question optional, which means, oh, oops, the
Optional.
microphone just snapped off.
Like
Sorry.
in case they aren't male or female, they choose some other gender. That's optional. That's
I made it optional because I know that people identify as otherwise. So that's why I made it optional. So if they don't want to answer, they don't have to answer. And there were 7 out of 8 responses. I actually just noticed that. So only one person preferred not to answer. Are you guys ready for the next question? This is where the this is where the questions really start to get into the, I guess, the meat and potatoes of things.
Potato, tomato.
Okay, here's the first question. Here's the first real question. Do you think you fit in at Hanford West? It's a 1 to 5 skill question. 2 people, 25%, said they don't fit in at all. 2 people out of 8 said they really somewhat don't fit in at all. 3, one of them is in the middle, and the majority of them is up in the floor, which means they do fit in. And interestingly enough, none of them at all said that they absolutely fit in. So everyone has that sense of uncertainty about their reputation.
That actually sounds real.
And interestingly enough, the 1 and 2, they can actually stack up and add up a lot more than 4, which means a majority over the 3 students who answered 4 don't feel like they fit in. I don't know. Yeah, it's actually kind of interesting. Optional, which means, oh, oops, the microphone just snapped off. Sorry. How do you guys feel about it?
Male or female, they choose some. I feel like most people will just answer this randomly, but some people actually put some thought into it.
Yeah, that's actually the intention of the survey. That's a really good point. Some people could really just be...
Just pressing random things.
Yeah, that's actually what I really feared when I was writing the survey. That's why I actually made some questions
Like no one
required
will take it seriously.
as an attention grabber.
I feel like it seems a bit strange that at least one person like doesn't even know where they stand like at all.
There's just like
3. Yeah.
Are you guys ready for the next question, or do you still need to say something?
I don't know. I honestly don't think so.
Okay.
Next slide.
Next slide, please. And the fourth question is, do you believe that bold other people fit in here? Another 1 to 5. And 3 people say 4 to 5, and 5 people say 2 to 3. I actually expected other people to say, a lot of people to say 4 and 5, but interestingly enough, at least 5 people said 2 to 3.
I mean, some people just like probably had other friends at different high schools, and now they don't have any friends at all because they moved to a different house and probably had to go to a different school.
Good point. That's actually something really intriguing to think about.
Yeah.
Because I actually do have friends in other schools who actually just graduated last year.
My friend Jordan, he went to this school. He's a senior now, but he goes to the adult school, not here anymore.
Which adult school? The COS school or West Hills?
It's the one right next to us.
Oh, the Eagle one?
Yeah,
Okay.
the adult school.
There are multiple adult schools. I'm actually really confused.
Yeah, it's a vocational school.
What exactly does make it vocational?
I have no clue. I haven't been there myself. I kind of want to go to a trade school after high school.
Oh, so vocational trade school. Okay. Do you have anything to say, Mira?
Well, when you do add up the 4 and 5, I think this is, because if you add up the 4 and 5, then it's 3, so it's more of like mixed to more positive, kind of.
Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking too. Like, I'd add up the 2 groups next to each other together. Because the ones below 3 or at 3 are mostly negative. The ones past 3, 4, and 5 are mostly positive. That's why I actually added it up this way.
That's smart.
Yeah. I actually thought about it statistically here too. Are you guys ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Okay. This one is actually going to get rather deep. Question 5. How safe do you actually feel going here? How safe?
Honestly, I wouldn't know. Because literally just yesterday, 2 different schools had lockdowns. They were not drills.
Yeah.
And it turns out that they were false alarms.
Oh.
Well, like,
You know that feeling that you get when you're just panicking, like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I'm gonna
Anxiety
die."
written because I have friends at those schools, like EFJ and East. So I was just tripping because, like, what if something bad is actually happening? And I wouldn't know.
And then you just get that seriously feeling when it's really just a false alarm.
For real.
Like, I'm gonna hit the person who false alarm.
The fact that, yeah, this seems pretty accurate. Like the fact that some people don't feel safe at this school. Like only one other person
Actually does feel safe.
Yeah, out of the 8 responses, 1 person feels safe at this school.
And another person says, I don't feel safe here at all. I don't like going here.
Yeah.
like,
The person that probably answered that, he or she probably just deal with a lot of things from other people at this school.
And a majority of the people, they were standing in the middle ground. They're standing in the middle ground, which means they are not really sure if they're safe or not.
Yeah, and they're
questioning.
they're just questioning about it.
Do you have anything to say about it, Mira?
like, remember like the 2 fights that happened back to back on 2 days?
Oh,
It was, like,
yes, I remember.
Yeah,
That's-
earlier this month, I think.
That's probably why they're probably thinking about how many fights there was in the beginning of the year.
Oh my
And, like,
gosh, that was actually
yeah.
a perfect timing to place the survey, really.
And like people like vaping in the bathrooms and stuff.
Oh
It's
yeah, you
like-
can actually smell the skunky smell of drugs in there, really. It smells like skunk, really.
Sometimes it's fruity.
Are you guys ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 6. How positive of a reputation you believe you have? Only 1 says that their reputation is safe. 3 are unsure. 2 are like, yeah, I feel like my reputation's stable. But 2, which is 1 and 2 added together, well, they are they are having negative responses about it. One says, I have the crappiest reputation on earth. Oh, wow. Boy, do we have that feeling occasionally, huh?
Yeah.
I'm like, the world's bearing down on me.
Literally, there's some days where I just feel like complete crap, and then there's just good days.
And you
where-
just don't want to go to school, you just don't want to even get out of bed.
Yeah. But me, I have those days where I'm just like, I can do anything. Like, I can motivate myself to do so many things. But sometimes I just have one of those down bad days, you know?
It is rather interesting how unexpected this is. I mean, I've honestly found myself constantly believing that a lot of people believe that they had a safe reputation, when really, if you look just a little closer, it's the complete opposite. It seems as if almost every teenager is a bit of an emotional wreck, really.
Yeah.
I feel like an emotional wreck myself, really. Question 7. How stable do you think your reputation is?
Mine?
At least it's more positive on this one.
Yeah, it's actually a lot more positive here.
Yeah, this is actually good. Like, only one other person said theirs is not really that stable.
Yeah, it's actually rather positive news to see that this is all positive and no ones. There's only one person who actually went down to the
7 out of 1 out of the 7. There's like more people that are positive
And it also has 8
about their
responses.
reputation.
All 8 participants have answered this question. Oh wait, I mean, why wouldn't they? Because I made all those questions required. So the results will be fudged up. So, do you have anything to say about it other than what you just said?
Honestly, I think we're good, but honestly, I don't know how to think about those other people. Like, some people do fail, and some people have a bad reputation at the school, but others are not likewise.
Okay. Next slide.
Yeah.
Or is that it? Okay, no.
Question 8. How many friends do you have? Only 12% say that they have over 15, which means they're like part of a clique. However, 12%, the same amount, says that they have none at all. 20? Well, that's gonna wrap it for now. That's gonna wrap it for now for part 1.
Yeah.
Because I should have known that this is gonna take the entire period.